Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive with us. We always try to bring you the most interesting stuff out there. And today we're going to be looking at something pretty cool, the role of AI and humans in recruitment. But here's the twist. Our main source is an article in Spanish. And get this, it's not about AI taking over. It's about these two working together like some kind of dynamic duo.
Yeah, it really is a fascinating shift. The article talks about how recruitment's changing. It's not just about posting a job and hoping for the best anymore.
Right. It's not like the old days of just, you know,
Yeah,
post and pray.
exactly. It's becoming way more strategic. Companies are realizing they need a new approach.
So what's this new approach all about?
Well, the article emphasizes collaboration. It's about humans and AI each bringing their unique strengths to the table, like putting together the ultimate recruitment dream team.
Okay, I like where this is going. So let's break it down. What are some of the things that humans excel at in this recruitment world?
Well, the article highlights something called emotional and cultural evaluation.
Emotional and cultural evaluation. Yeah, it's kind of a mouthful, but it's really important.
So it's not just about looking at skills on a resume.
Right, it's about going deeper. It's about figuring out if someone would be a good fit for the company culture.
Like if their personality and communication style would mesh well with the team.
Exactly. Things that AI might miss.
Okay, that makes sense. Humans are better at reading between the lines.
Exactly. We can pick up on those subtle cues, the things that tell you whether someone would thrive in a particular environment.
And it's not just about evaluation. Humans can also build relationships with candidates.
Oh, absolutely. That human touch can make all the difference. It makes candidates feel valued and excited about the opportunity.
I can definitely see that. But let's not forget about AI. The article talks about all the amazing things AI can do, things that would take humans forever.
Oh, yeah. AI is like the efficiency expert.
Like what kind of things are we talking about?
Well, think about sifting through mountains of CVs, or scheduling interviews,
Right.
or even answering basic candidate questions.
It's like having a tireless assistant.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just matching keywords. AI can analyze data to spot patterns. It can even predict a candidate's potential success.
Wait, really?
Yeah, based on past hiring data.
So AI is doing all this heavy lifting?
Right, but the article makes it clear. Human oversight is still crucial.
Especially when it comes to interpreting those data insights.
Absolutely, AI can provide valuable data points, but it's humans who need to put that information into context.
And make sure it's being used fairly and ethically.
Exactly.
Now, I'm really curious about some real-world examples. The article mentions some pretty cool AI applications, like CV filtering algorithms. How do those actually work?
So imagine a recruiter with a giant stack of resumes. AI can swoop in and quickly scan those CVs. It looks for specific keywords, skills, and experience, the things that perfectly match the job description.
So it's like having a digital assistant pre-screening candidates.
Exactly. It creates a short list of the most promising candidates.
That saves recruiters a ton of time.
And then there are chatbots,
Ah, yes, chatbots.
which the article also highlights.
I've encountered some chatbots that well. Let's just say they need a bit more training.
Haha, yeah, some are better than others. But the technology is evolving rapidly. The more sophisticated ones are getting pretty good at handling those initial inquiries.
So they can answer basic questions about the company or the job?
Right, and that frees up human recruiters so they can focus on the more complex interactions.
Okay, so we've got these algorithms and chatbots. What other cool AI applications are out there?
Well, how about video analysis, AI?
Hold on, AI can analyze my body language now.
It's pretty amazing. Think about it. An AI system that can detect subtle cues.
Like eye contact and facial expressions.
Exactly, and even tone of voice.
So it can provide insights into a candidate's confidence or enthusiasm.
Potential even areas of concern.
Wow, that's both impressive and a little unnerving.
I know, right? But that's why transparency is so important.
Companies need to be upfront how they're using AI.
Absolutely. It's about building trust with candidates.
Okay, so we've talked about algorithms, chatbots, and video analysis. What else does the article mention?
Well, there's something called intelligent matching platforms.
Intelligent matching platforms.
Yeah, it sounds futuristic, right?
It does. So we're not just talking about matching keywords anymore.
No, it's much more sophisticated than that.
So how do these platforms work?
They analyze a candidate's skills experience, even personality traits.
And
They compare that information to the requirements of open positions.
so it's like finding the perfect fit.
Exactly. A win-win for both the candidate and the company.
That's really cool. So AI is playing matchmaker.
You could say that.
But how does all of this actually work in practice? What's the ideal scenario for this human-AI collaboration?
Well, the article describes it as a kind of tag team approach.
Tag team.
Yeah, AI handles the initial steps, screening resumes, scheduling interviews, gathering data.
And then the human recruiters step in to
Exact.
focus on the more nuanced aspects.
Things like cultural fit, personality, and in-depth interviews.
So it's about combining AI's efficiency with human intuition.
Precisely finding that sweet spot where they work together seamlessly.
That makes a lot of sense. But why is this model so important?
Well, it's not just about speed and efficiency. It can lead to better hiring decisions, a more positive candidate experience, and ultimately a more talented and engaged workforce.
Okay. I'm definitely intrigued. We'll have to dive into those details in part 2.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So, we were talking about the benefits of this whole tag team approach
Mm-hmm.
and how it's not just about finding the right person, but making the process better for everyone involved.
Yeah, let's unpack that a bit. What are some of the specific benefits we're talking about?
Well, the article really emphasizes fairness.
Mm-hmm.
AI can actually help reduce bias, especially in those initial screening stages.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because think about it. We all have unconscious biases as humans, but an algorithm doesn't.
Right. AI is just looking at the data.
Exactly. It's focusing on objective criteria, so it can help level the playing field.
And make sure candidates are being evaluated fairly.
That's the goal.
So it's a win for both companies and candidates.
Yeah.
Now, what about the candidate experience? How does this collaboration improve things for the people actually applying?
Well, think about it. Nobody likes waiting weeks to hear back after a job application.
Right. It's the worst.
But with AI handling things like scheduling and communication, the process can move much faster.
So candidates get quicker responses and updates.
Exactly. No more wondering if your application even got seen.
It makes the whole experience less stressful,
And more transparent.
even if a candidate doesn't get the job. A positive experience can make a big difference.
Right. It reflects well on the company.
It's all about those first impressions.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got fairness and a better candidate experience. What about the impact on the actual hiring decisions?
Well, it comes down to this. Combining AI's data analysis with human judgment.
You need both.
Exactly.
Now, give me an example.
Let's say AI has found a candidate with the right skills,
Okay.
but then a human recruiter talks to them
Yeah.
and realizes their long-term goals don't really align with the company.
That's where the human touch comes in.
Exactly.
It's about getting a more holistic view of the candidate.
Right, not just relying on a resume or a test score.
It sounds like this model has huge potential.
I think so.
But like with any new technology, there are always potential downsides.
True.
What are some of the challenges the article mentions?
Well, one thing is finding the right balance
Yeah.
between automation and human interaction.
We don't want the process to feel cold and impersonal.
Right.
AI should enhance the human element, not replace it.
Exactly. And another challenge is transparency. Companies need to be open about how they're using AI.
So candidates know what's happening with their data.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about the future. The article mentions hybrid recruitment teams. What does that even mean?
So it's not about humans and robots working side by side,
Okay, good.
but it is about human recruiters who are skilled in using AI tools.
So they understand the data and how to use it effectively.
Exactly. They're like recruiters with superpowers.
I like that. And the article also talks about advanced skills assessments.
Oh, yeah. Those are getting really interesting.
What are we talking about beyond the typical personality tests?
Think simulations, virtual reality, interactive challenges.
Wow. So candidates can actually demonstrate their skills in action.
It's a much more accurate way to assess abilities.
That's really cool.
And then there's hyper-personalization.
Hyper-personalization.
Yeah, imagine receiving job recommendations tailored just for you.
Based on my skills and interests.
Exactly, or getting personalized interview prep materials.
That would be amazing.
It's about making the process more relevant and engaging.
But hold on a second. Doesn't all this personalization raise some privacy concerns?
It's a valid concern. The article emphasizes the need for ethical guidelines and regulations.
We need to make sure all this data is being used responsibly.
Absolutely, striking that balance is crucial.
Between innovation and protecting people's rights.
Exactly, and that's something we'll dive into deeper in part 3.
So we were talking about the need for ethical guidelines and regulations.
Yeah, it's a big one.
With all this talk about AI analyzing data and personalizing the candidate journey, it's really important to make sure we're using it responsibly.
Absolutely, we have to be proactive. As AI gets more sophisticated, we need safeguards and frameworks.
To ensure things are fair and transparent.
Right, and accountable.
So it's not just about how cool AI is.
No, it's about using it to make things better.
Not worse.
Exactly, we don't want to exacerbate inequality.
Or undermine people's rights.
It's crucial to have these conversations, to raise awareness about the potential implications.
It feels like we're at a crossroads.
I think we are.
We have this opportunity to shape how AI is used.
To create a more equitable world of work.
And what can we do? What are some concrete steps?
Well, for starters, companies need to be transparent.
About how they're using AI.
Exactly. Candidates should know what data is being collected and how it's being used.
Transparency is key.
It builds trust.
And helps address those concerns about the black box algorithm.
Right, and another important step is making sure the data used to train AI systems is diverse.
And representative?
Exactly. If the data is biased, the algorithms will be biased too.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Right. And that could perpetuate inequalities.
We need companies to be mindful of the data.
And make a conscious effort to mitigate bias.
And what about on a broader level?
Well, we need policymakers to step up.
To establish clear ethical guidelines and regulations.
Exactly. We need rules of the road.
To make sure this technology is being used responsibly.
It's about finding that balance between innovation and protecting people.
It's been a fascinating deep dive.
It really has.
We've covered a lot, from the possibilities of AI in recruitment to the ethical challenges.
It's clear that the future of work is being shaped right now.
And we all have a role to play.
I think the biggest takeaway is it's not about humans versus AI.
Right. It's about humans and AI working together.
To create a better future for everyone.
And on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive. We hope you found it as thought-provoking as we did.
It's been a pleasure.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us. Keep those questions coming. And keep exploring. The future is waiting to be written.